Hi, Jackson. This is Miss Betson from the library. Today, I'm going to show you how to cite websites using NoodleTools, an online research tool. So the first thing we need to do is go to the website noodletools.com. So NoodleTools.com. We're going to go to noodletools.com. And NoodleTools is a web tool that we can use to cite sources as well as keep track of our research. So as you get further along in your educational journey and you have research projects to do, this is a fabulous resource available to you that's paid for by Fairfax County. So the first thing we're going to do is log in. If you look to the top right of your screen, you're going to click on the blue login button. All right, so on the right-hand side, we are going to click on Google. And we're going to sign in with our fcpsschools.net account. And if this is the first time you are signing in or using NoodleTools, you're going to have to set up your profile. So let's see if I can. On your profile, your school location should say Jackson Middle School. And since you are a student, you will have your graduation year. So you are class of 2025. It's when you are expected to graduate from high school. So you need to save that information. You need to set that up. So location should say Luther Jackson Middle School, class of 2025. You are a student. Make sure all of that is filled in. Your profile will look slightly different from mine. So get that. And when you're done and you've hit submit or continue or whatever it says, you should come to this dashboard. It will list any projects you've worked on in NoodleTools. So if you've never used a NoodleTools account before, it'll be blank. If you have used NoodleTools, it'll list any projects from elementary school. So we are all here on NoodleTools. And the first thing we are going to do is start a new project. Okay, so if you look here to the left, you see a green box that says New Project. So we're going to click on New Project. We are going to call this Careers. Okay. And citation style is MLA. Citation level is junior. Okay. And then we're going to hit Submit. So you need a title, MLA for citation style, and junior for citation level. So at the top of my screen, you're going to find the word sources and click on sources. And for our careers project, all of your sources are going to come from websites this year. So keep that in mind as we're completing our citation. So the way NoodleTools works is it will present to you a form that you complete. And once you've completed the form, it takes that information and puts it in the proper format. And then when you're done with all of your sources, it creates a works cited page for you as a Google Doc in your Google Drive, which you will need somewhere in your project. So we are going to cite our sources. For an example, I have gone to Career One Stop. It was one of the resources listed on the library website for this project. Career One Stop is the website that I'm using. The page that I'm using is forensic. I'm going to the left side where it says new source, and I'm going to click new source. And what kind of source do I have? Okay, I have a website. That's what I'm using to find my information. And it's just a regular web page, nothing fancy. So I clicked website. I'm going to select web page, and then it's going to give me this form to complete. I will complete this form to the best of my ability. Okay, and I may not have all of the boxes filled in. That's okay. So the first box I need to complete says URL. That's the web address that I'm using. If I click inside the box, this little white and blue I for information pops up. That is a hint to explain what this is and how to make it work, okay, or what it needs to look like. So if you ever get stuck and you're not sure, read that little information box. Okay, so URL, remember, is the web address. So if I go back to my website that I want to use, and this top bar, which is the web address, if I highlight the whole thing and I copy it, going back to NoodleTools, I'm going to click inside the URL and I'm going to paste the web address. Okay, date of publication. When was this website put together? So if you're looking at like an online news article, that would have a specific date. This website is not updated on a daily basis or monthly basis even. So I'm going to scroll down. Dates would most likely be at the top or bottom. So there wasn't anything at the top. I'm going to scroll down. Right here at the bottom, it says copyright 2021. So that is the publication date that I'm going to use. It doesn't give me a month or a day, so I'm going to leave that blank. Okay, most recent date of access. I'm going to just click today. The reason we do that is, so let's just say during your research, you find this fabulous website and it's working and it's great and you use it, but then later on, somebody's reading your research and they want to take a look at the websites you used and that website's no longer working. Okay, it's just kind of a say, hey, last time I was on here, it was working and this is the day and time. So first box is the web address. Date of publication is any copyright date we can find. Okay, for my website, I only found a year, so that's what we're using. Most recent access, I'm going to click today. Okay, contributors. That's typically an author or an editor on a website. Maybe you might find web curator, okay, or it might be a group of people like a publishing company. This is not listing any specific names or company that puts this together. So we are going to leave that blank. Web page or document article title. This is the small piece of the entire website. So remember, the entire website that I'm using is Career One Stop. Okay, it's listed here at the top. Okay, that's where I found the page that I'm using. I'm not going to look at every single page on One Stop. Career One Stop is going to cover many, many, many pages. I'm only looking at this one, Forensic Science Technicians. Okay, so in NoodleTools, that's the page. Forensic Science. Okay, that is the small section of the website that I'm using. So the web page is the small piece, and then the website is the large piece. So the large location, the large is Career One Stop. Okay, and there's no space. So I'm going to write it just the same way. Okay, no space. The publisher of the site is a company that put this together. So if I go down to the bottom, remember where we found that copyright date at the bottom? Okay, copyright 2021, State of Minnesota. So that's my publisher. That's the company. In this case, it's a state that put it together. Okay. Annotations we don't do right now. That's for, later in your educational career, or maybe you're doing a literature review paper or something like that. You don't need to worry about that. So to review, you need the web address. That's the URL. You need a date that this web page was put together. You click on today for most recent access. If you can find an author or editor, then I would put that in here. Otherwise, leave it blank. The web page is just the section that you looked at. Forensic science technicians is what I looked at. The website, that is the whole large entity. Okay, so that was Career One Stop. And then the publisher is typically found with the copyright date near the bottom. What company put this information together? So in this case, it was the state of Minnesota. So you need those things on your form, on your NoodleTools form. When you're all done, you're going to click on Save. Okay, and what it does is it puts information you filled in into this nice format, the MLA format. Okay, when you're all done your project, you've put in all your resources and you're ready to create a works cited for your project. What you're going to do is here at the top where it says print export, you're going to click on this drop-down menu and you want to print/export to Google Docs. And what that will do is magically take all your sources and put them in the exact format that it needs to be. So now I have this works cited. Works cited's in the middle. My lines are double spaced. This gap here on the left, see how the top is scooched all the way over and the remaining lines are scooched in? Okay, that's called a hanging indent, and it's done that way on purpose. So when you're done your project and you're putting together a works cited, it will list each of your sources on this one document in this proper format, and then you will just copy and paste it to the bottom of your project or wherever your teachers ask you to post it. You can just copy and paste this. And this becomes a document in your drive, sources for, and then whatever you've named your project. Okay, and that's how to use NoodleTools to cite your source.